It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSanto. Listen to shows and read reviews online at wcbe.org.
I'm John DeSanto.
And I'm Bruce Wayne Miller.
And this is It's Movie Time.
It's movie time.
Well, you are pumped. You
Oh,
must
I'm
have
pumped.
seen The Batman.
And even got our free little comic book at the theater, which is cool. And I've got my little baby bat over here, and we're ready to talk about.
You know, it was great to see a half-full theater.
Yes. And I think people pretty much enjoying it and surprisingly staying still for the nearly 3-hour movie experience.
And that is one long time with a whole bunch of darkness.
Oh, and darkness, yeah, definitely that. And there are some scenes, in fact, a review I read, John, that talked about that the director, Matt Reeves, kind of like, it could have cut some scenes, but he especially wanted to kind of keep going a few beats, almost like a musical measure,
yes,
a few beats longer than what I think would be necessary.
And I'll tell you that I was not discomforted by the length at all, nor did I think there were any shots that he needed to cut.
Right.
Ordinarily, I'm with you. I take these movies that go almost 3 hours and say, like Drive My Car.
Yeah.
Gee,
yeah.
gosh, you could have cut some of that.
Yeah.
But this one, I thought Reeves, who is the director of one of our favorites.
Yes, Cloverfield.
Yeah, oh boy.
And my God, doesn't this Gotham City look a lot like New York City?
Yeah.
And Cloverfield.
I think they even had one of the familiar buildings in the background there. But when they get to Gotham Square, then I know that we're in New York.
Well, and very memorable, especially near the end when Gotham City is flooded out. And I think a very visually stunning shot of Superman with the roadside flare leading some through the water, leading some of the survivors, through
Superman.
Batman.
Batman.
Okay, Batman with a roadside flare leading these people out. And but one of the reviews I read, though, John, did say that they thought it could have been trimmed by a half hour.
Well, they always can.
And doing a little bit of study about past there I go again, mixing my superheroes, recent, since I think Michael Keaton's Batman movies, that there were a couple that were criticized for being overlong. One of them, I think one of his was 2 hours and 10 minutes, and one of the Christian Bale ones was 2.5 hours long. So this is not all that unusual. I think almost a good 10 minutes that adds to the nearly 3-hour length is 10 minutes at the end for the credits that roll on and on and on too.
Well, I think one of the big deals of this movie is Rob Pattinson playing Batman.
Yeah.
And there have been more than I can count. I know you've got every one in your head.
I do, because I studied up.
I know. How does he stand up for you?
Well, I like his Batman better than his Bruce Wayne. I think his Bruce Wayne is just something a little bit about that he did not look like he could defend anybody, especially himself.
He has a good scowl, though.
But he does.
Brought right over from Twilight.
And I think he does a good, a pretty decent Batman. And reading up and online, they had ranked all the different actors who played Batman. And he ranked, of course, number one they had Michael Keaton, and number two Christian Bale, but he came in 3. And 4th was Will Arnett as the voice of Lego Batman.
Oh yeah,
in
good
the
one.
movies.
Yeah,
that did a good job. And
Yeah.
then lesser ones going down. The worst one was Ben Affleck's most recent, since now the Pattinson's taken over the role. But then Clooney and Val Kilmer.
Yes.
And Adam West ranked up there. I think even above.
Well, you know something? That you're bringing up a point that I either like or don't like about the film. I'm really pretty much a supporter of this film.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, when I think back, when you remind me of Adam West,
Yeah.
I think there's no humor in this movie.
No, my God, none at all. Whereas in some of the other ones, there was a little bit of humor, and particularly the early Michael Keaton ones, especially Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Actually, I'll tell you who was really so amusing to me was, what do we got?
The Lego one?
No, I'm talking about of the other characters.
Oh.
The one who looks like De Niro all puffed up.
Oh, unrecognizable Colin Farrell.
Holy,
as the
no
Penguin.
way you could know that.
And now
Colin Farrell.
he did add a bit of
He did.
comedy.
Oh,
in that.
the one scene where they're interrogating him, he's
Yeah.
doing a riff on De Niro like
Yes, yeah, and very unrecognizable Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
And I think he did a fairly deep, because
Oh.
I was always bothered by, even Burgess Meredith as the Penguin back in the Adam West TV
Yeah.
series, but then Danny DeVito as Penguin, in I believe, second Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah. Well, you're much better at the lore of this as the history of it, as you are a historian, and so I can tell you that my take on it is that I feel really good about what they've revealed concerning Bruce Wayne's past and the obsession he has with his parents and
Yes.
their death. Now I realize a
Yeah.
parent's untimely death is going to weigh on you,
Yeah.
but this guy is way overboard on this.
A very morose character. But John, and this is one thing they, of course, went into more detail about it, particularly the Christian Bale movie and the Michael Keaton first one, kind of the origin story of the parents getting gunned
Yeah.
down. This one, it's referenced, but in a rather low-key way, and it really, what distinguished this one about his origin story is, like you said, they don't dwell on some of those details, but how it psychologically and emotionally affected Bruce Wayne. And what also then led him to really identify with the young boy whose father, who was assassinated, who's a candidate for mayor or whatever, and how he could kind of identify
Yes.
with the loss
Yes.
this little boy has.
I'm also reminded that of all of our heroes, and America just spawns these things, he's the one with the least power.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and I really like that. I like that humanity of him.
Yes.
And I particularly like, and I'd like to explore it a little bit maybe in back talk, because we don't have enough time here.
Yes.
If people
Yeah.
will go to our podcast experience, they can
Good.
find it on there.
Good.
I'd just like to mention how much I like Catwoman.
Oh, yes, I always thought, of course, I've seen a number of Catwomen, and I've always had a thing for Michelle Pfeiffer, who played Catwoman.
Oh, yeah.
And, with the Michael Keaton one,
Yes.
that I really liked her. But then some memorable ones back in the day of the Adam West TV series with Eartha Kitt playing Catwoman.
Oh,
one
yeah,
time,
yeah,
too.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think Lee Merriweather played Catwoman. I think a very memorable one that people remember would be Julie Newmar.
Oh,
from the
gosh,
TV
yeah.
series too. So
Well, Matt Reeves, I just got to give him and his cinematographer and his production designer, I have to give them an A
yes,
for the visual on this.
Yes.
It's stunning beyond belief.
Right.
And I didn't think I'd ever say that about a film as visually dark as this, but yet
Yeah.
clear to me.
And I think not only the visual design, but also the direction, and probably one of the best scenes for me of the movie, but also overall one of the best car chase scenes.
Oh, you are so right.
And at night, and wow, you get so many different points of view from that.
Yes.
And this is what I kind of like, they downplayed some of the toys and things like that. And I really liked this Batmobile because it really, it did not look like so much a supercharged futuristic car, that it was kind of like a supercharged car, kind of like an older car, and it looked kind of grungy, like it was kind of homemade and probably could stand its own in a Mad Max movie.
But, for all the car chases that we've ever seen, this is one of the top for me. I was
Yes.
just chuckling all the way. And
Yeah.
again, I was chuckling because Penguin
Yeah, and then he's driving down, I got you, and all of a sudden, here comes a Mad-mobile, like a bat out of hell, through the flames.
All right, and
you
just
know,
thinking he got him, and you
yes.
know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That car's coming right through the flames and after him.
Yeah.
You know, excellent.
And kind of like rolls them over or whatever, yeah. And a good point of view shot, upside down as Batman's walking away from his car, walking to the upside down car.
Yeah.
The Penguins, from the Penguins' point of view,
Yes.
of seeing Batman upside down walking towards him.
All right.
Okay.
Wayne Miller, what would you advise your audience?
Well, I tell you, it's over, and we disagree,
Yeah.
but I believe
Yeah.
it's overlong, so you better go potty beforehand, go to the bat potty beforehand, but also not so much a kid's movie at all, because I think this is the very first one I've ever seen that the F-bomb is dropped. Once.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
And then there's and it's very emotionally charged, and I think, especially if kids worry about, the fate of their parents, it may be a bit troubling.
I think at about 10 years old and older, they could handle it.
Yes, I think so.
Depends on your kid.
Yeah.
Like Johnny's boys are
Yeah.
ready for it.
Johnny's little bat boys.